PL's good against Weaver. How about we let that dead horse rot on the sand for a little while. We've been beating it for a while.
And mid lane as well. Furion is actually a very good hero against Viper mid. You can actually outlast him, which is rare, and he can never kill you because you have that teleport. Viper does not have a stun. And as you can see, Viper is taking a lot of damage from the treants, and surprisingly he does not go for a point in Corrosive Skin, which is a little strange. He's going to pick it up now, which makes it like you can't harass so much with the treants without taking damage. So mid lane is good. We have a Bat's coming in too, not going to do much. He's just harassing because he can't get anything out of the lane on top lane, and pretty quiet early game overall. Just gonna be farming on both sides, but laning advantage I still think will be going towards SNA. It's gonna be around the 10-minute mark or so where UG needs to start making moves. It's gonna be very imperative.
I really want to see how Angel's gonna end up doing on this puck. I feel like if they're gonna have any hope of really ganking out the Phantom Lancer and putting a stop to all of this combat potential and push potential that we know SNA has, a lot of it's going to revolve around him and his ability to make things happen along with his teammates. Jericho's going to disrupt the Bad Rider just to the east.
Oh, he has sticky napalm.
Yeah, he does. And here comes some help. Yep, Furion was thinking about coming in, and looks like Mike is going to let him go. Took a little bit of damage there, but looks like everyone's going to make it back to lane in one piece.
And we have a Coddle mid. If he sneaks in the trees up there and shoots a blast, they could potentially get a kill off on this Viper, but he's just going to chill for now.
Leeching that XP, fluffing stuff. Put on his robe and wizard hat this game.
Maybe he's trying to get level 3. I think he's going to duck into the trees there and probably go for a blast.
Yep, and it looks like SNA willing to run forward and try to get a little bit of damage done. It's being pinged out right now.
Yeah, that's his teammate saying, get in there, dude.
Yeah, lock and load, man. It's time. Courier is actually coming in right behind him. And we'll be heading back, so it doesn't look like they were at all interested in trying to do anything there. Very quiet laning phase so far. Simple being very aggressive. There's the Illuminate that will connect, and the follow-up Sprout. He will use a Tango to eat through a Trance, come out right afterwards, but not able to body block him, in a Chakra Magic just to get him that mana pool back up. So cute little tactic, but all in all, only a little bit of lost HP.
Yeah, overall that's wasted time for Fluff. He could have spent that time stacking and farming the jungle. Wanted to get a kill, but not going to get too much out of it.
Hush continues to free farm down the bottom, and he's loving life at the moment. He's at 23 CS. 19 for the Weaver, 17 for the Viper, so it's not as if they're doing terrible. Viper's actually winning mid lane pretty damn hard. 8-17 at the moment, so SNA getting his levels, but not a whole lot else in the face of this Viper.
That's usually to be expected. Viper's a hero that's very hard to lane against. What they're just really going to need to do is, like I said, Bat Rider, very good hero against Viper. Not so much in the lane, but once he gets his Blink Dagger up, if he can get it in a reasonable time, he can just grab it, easy kill on Viper mid. It's very hard to run from a Bat Rider, so Viper. Your move speed's already so slow, turn rate's pretty slow, and with sticky napalm, it's even worse. So, he's going to win that, and Furion can always just go back into the jungle. It's like, mid's hard, I can get experience down here, no problem.
Yep. And speaking of the jungle, and speaking of the bat, he did find his level 2 finally, and that's a big old stack over there at the hard camp, and just beginning to pile on the napalm, and going to begin to clear it. So the Blink Dagger, unless they do something, try to slow it down. That Blink Dagger and boots and the such should be short in coming, but yeah, this has been as quiet a game as we've had in a while. Like, really not a whole lot of pressure anywhere.
Yeah, like I said, 10-minute mark, like, they have the most aggressive lineup you could ask for in UG, and they're playing it passively. So if they just want to get their levels and go, they're going to have to go. But other than that, we're just going to sit here and watch people farm for a little bit. Once the blink gets up, there will definitely be action. Before then, probably be very quiet.
And we can actually see how defensive at the moment SNA's playing. They've got pretty much everyone in the vicinity of their jungle, and it makes sense to me. Like, we talked and we talked for a long time about things like Whitebeard. We'll get the shackles off on Angel, and a little extra damage with an ether shock. He actually didn't phase shift out of it either, so unable to do much else. But we've been talking the entire draft and on through to now just how well SNA has an advantage in the late game, so of course they're willing to have a passive early game. Fluff's going to rotate the top, should be enough to at least keep this tower standing a little bit longer. Wow, Midas is already done on PL, look at that.
And Weaver, they both have Midases.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, they both have very quick Midas timings. So they kind of want to fight this in the late game. I thought Weaver might just go for like Aquila Treads and then TP down the bottom lane instantly and just start laning against them. But it looks like they're just going to go for the late game battle. We'll see how that works out. But most teams are being on bottom. No, they're not going to get anything. Yep. Train hits hard, but not hard enough. Both teams are being fairly efficient. Like, they notice Batrider. One thing you should do against a Batrider, when you see him go to the jungle, you should pressure his lane. Force him to come back here, or force another hero from bottom lane to come up there. That way, Puck feels less threatened in that lane, or you get a free tower. So, it's good idea by them to force this out here.
Well, this is just a strength of the Keeper of the Light, though, because Keeper is kind of, on the short end of the stick in terms of experience and stuff. Now it's like, oh, okay, Bat's in the jungle. I'll just go sit here under my tower, and you can't push into me ever. Otherwise, you're feeding me gold, and I'll have a scepter quickly. Like, and that's exactly what he's doing. Look at this.
And yeah, Fluff foresaw, like, they're going to want to push this. Coddle's a good hero to rotate up there when Bat goes to the jungle, so we can prevent this. So once again, great drafting.
Yep. 0-0. 6.5 minutes into the game. And CS is about where you'd expect it. The Prophet is suffering mightily, though. He's at just 16 for the moment. Viper's doing well in mid. Of course, he's barely being contested at this point. Has 40 and 13 the Knives. 44 for the Weave and 50 for the Phantom Lancer down at bottom. Really want to see how Phantom Lancer ends up building this out. See what he's got. Yeah, he's obviously gone Midas here. What's the optimum build, you think? You've been left completely to your own devices. What's the quickest, greediest way you can snowball this game?
I mean, I don't think he should be too greedy because he already has the Midas. I think he should just go straight into either a Drums, the Treads, pick up the Diffusal Blade or Manta. And in any order, it doesn't really matter so much. Obviously, Drums first if you do want to go to, but he looks like he's going Vlad's first. This is also popular. I don't like it a lot, but it is good. It allows you to just duck in the jungle, and you can just farm there forever, pretty much. So it's not a bad tool to have. So it looks like he's going to go for an early game Vlad's, and then probably into the Manta and the Diffusal Blade. That's normally the norm.
Well, Coddle, a little out of position this time. He might actually be caught out. And there's going to be a leech sheet very quickly. Here comes Citadel. And, yep, this will be your first blood. Fluff and stuff. I honestly wasn't sure what he was doing. He was doing just fine sitting under his tower and just spamming them out. He went elsewhere. He must, I was going to say pre-room, but it's 8 minutes now, so he was in the wrong place to pre-room, too. Either way, he abandoned the tower when he rotated back over. Just a very nice collapse of Union Gaming, and they're on the board first. Finally a kill in 8 minutes.
Yeah, Viper's having a great start. If he can keep this up without dying, he's going to have an early mech. Along with the Treant Protector, they can start putting pressure on the map. And that's exactly what they have to be doing. He's going to have he has the mech recipe already. He almost has a mech, actually. He's getting very close to that first blood and the free farm in mid lane. So he'll probably just spam Buckler and just push mid and hard. And they already got that tier 1 top and the first blood on him. So Union Gaming off to a good start.
Let's take a look at Angel. Want to see how he's doing. CS-wise, he's, poor as broke as a joke. Is making progress towards a blink, though. He's got brown boots and 1,600 gold tucked away, so been saving, scrimping together his pennies and nickels, and is in a decent position there. When the mech comes out on the Viper, it seems to me like that's when they have to go. If they have a mech on a Viper and a Puck that in a terrible position still gets a moderately timed blink dagger, I don't think they can afford to take a breather and then just continue to farm. It seems like with this lineup, they've just got to go for the win very quickly.
They need to focus on killing. They have one focus and one focus only. PM.
Yep.
Like every time they get a blink, if they get this blink, will be actually a really good wave dealing PL. He just need to carry dust, blink, and they just need to keep killing this PL over and over again. And a lot of this game will be determined on if this PL dies or if he does not die.
Right. It's the mech done. Coming out at just about 9 minutes. Great start in mid lane for him. He's number 3 in the overall net worth. Weaver's at top. Phantom Lancer just slightly behind, but at the same time, the Batrider has a blink of his own. And this is something we haven't even talked about. We gave it a footnote, basically, during our initial discussions. But the Batrider's ability to just kind of confound everything that they need to have happen. I mean, Weaver has to farm to really feel effective. So you have to think they're going to be trying to do the majority of the work and taking down the PL with just 4. Now you have a Batrider who can lasso out a Viper and perhaps bring him down quickly. How do you make up for that? I mean, you've got a nice tool in the Disruption to try and help out, but, you can't assume that's always going to be there to save your heroes.
Yeah, he has a mech now, so it's actually going to be a lot harder.
Speaking of Disruption, up the top, Fluff and stuff, in some trouble, and gets off the Illuminate. Not going to matter a ton, though, as he's brought down, but they make it Jericho as well. No, the Living Armor is there, and here's Mike showing off that Blink Dagger for the first time. Jericho making a run for it. 1 stack of Sticky Nate Palm, enough to slow him to get 1 more auto attack. So it ends up being Union Gaming who feeds 2 for 1 that time. We're all knotted up 2-2.
And of course, taking trades at this point is in the favor. On bottom lane, Viper is smoke ganking down here. Viper taking the man fight, but little does he know there's a mech Viper here.
Yeah. Whitebeard trying to go man mode. Rasta, great hero. Not exactly the best one-on-one fighter whenever you have burst in.
The one problem I did notice this game is Nature's Prophet had a rough time mid, so he has to go to the jungle. But Batrider needs the jungle, PL needs the jungle, so there's not enough jungle for all of them, which means they have to take this tier 1 top so they can get into the enemy jungle, which isn't going to be so easy considering Puck has a blink dagger now, and they have a mech on the Viper. So if they get crunched in their base like this, there's not going to be enough farm for everyone.
Yeah. Well, they've got such sufficient push though, and right now we can see that Shadow Shaman's being left to his own at bottom. And I think that's kind
Actually, he went Midas on Puck. They're really going, and they want to play this late game.
That's nuts to me. That is nuts to me.
We got a Dust on top of Viper. There's no TP scroll on him, so this is good. They're gonna get a kill on the much needed PL.
If they can get Ush, and it certainly looks like they will, that is desperately needed for 2 reasons. One, Viper can snowball, and he's certainly in a position to do so. 3-0 at 11 minutes
Prophet's going to pick off the Train Protector here.
Yep, getting him up at top. But the Shadow Shaman, I think, was being left alone a lot down there.
Bottom lane, there's going to be a dive.
He's got his wards. We'll go ahead and use them. No reaction, though. These heroes are just melting, and Union's doing everything we knew they had to do, man. And they're not just doing it, they're doing it well. Yeah,
by the 10-minute mark, like I said, they have to get together and start getting kills, and they're doing exactly that. I've actually never seen a Viper roam around so much, but it's been very effective.
In this game, that's really his only option. And, And, yeah, I'm actually surprised Rasta threw his wards down there. He was
going for a ward trap, but that's a big loss for them. Very big loss.
Well, like you said, they need to start bringing these towers down, especially with the tree on the other side. Because look at the mid tower. What little damage was done is being erased, and you have to commit. You need to show up with lasso ready, with a big wave, with treants, with Keeper of the Light, spamming the wave out, everything else, and then drop the wards and try to get a tower down. And now that's just more time that Union Gaming is going to have to try and get picks. Up the top, it looks like they're going to get one on. Oh, very nice with the Sprout. Is it enough? Flame break? No.
Last hit.
Oh, one last auto attack. As SNA, right place, right time. Sprout in a minute. It was a good reaction out of Iwo, but not quick enough. And now that top tier 1 going to be Glyph. Let's see if they want to actually react. Going to be tough for him though, as bottom's being pushed as well. Or was being pushed. Looks like they're backing off for the moment.
Yeah, I was really worried at first. Well, Tree and Protector, he does have Invis. Are there any sentries? Dust?
He has some.
Yeah, well, that doesn't help. It's not too much.
Yep.
And there's one sentry drop by Fluff, but that's all they have.
Yep.
There's no TP scroll, so he's just gonna chill out for a little bit.
Citadel gonna be sprouted up on the high ground. Whitebeard's there with the shackles. And they're trying to right-click him down, but he is fairly tanky at this level. Has the mech, will deploy it behind it. There's an overgrowth. Light from Fluff and stuff prevents them from doing damage for a bit, but they're trying to fight this out. Fluff will finally be killed off from the back. Ush has to back up. Look how low they all are. There's a coil. Whitebeard does drop the wards and gets the trap off, and now they are going to be forced to retreat. Mike not done though. There's a Sprout. Citadel does eat his way through, but it's not going to matter. He's being burned down too quickly. Orb not going to be enough of a deterrent, and Mike going to stick with this. He doesn't have now finally has enough mana for another
Firefly. He should be fine.
Yep. He actually was super low on mana. If he had been able to throw another stack or two, would have gotten that kill, but instead, not the case. So a lot of bloody noses on each side. 6-6, that kill count piling up now.
Indeed it is, and at this point, like, every kill SNA gets is incredibly important, because the nature of their lineup is they just need to hold on for as long as they possibly can. And I was worried at the beginning of this game that this game would go really passive like most games do with Union Gaming, and then PL would be a huge problem, but they're sticking it to him right now, and they're getting a lot of farm up. They have the Midas on the Puck, which I can't agree with it completely, but if he can get his Blink Dagger up quick with the Midas, then it could be working out in the long run for them if they get a really farmed Puck in the late game, get a quick Hex up, and just gank the crap out of this PL before he gets his illusions, like to a point where they cannot defend against them.
Speaking of illusions, that'll be the item choice for the PL. He's picked up his Yasha, or at least on his way to it. I think it's being flown out to him as we speak. And he'll be... Yep, there it is. So he'll be looking to get a Manta style following the Vlads, and we'll see if the Diffusion is going to be a part of the game plan after that or what build he wants to go. But at 15 minutes in, I feel like Union Gaming has really done some work. The question is, I'll put it this way, what would you consider a quick blink timing on it?
I mean, he would have had it, but he's not going to have it for 20 until 20 minutes, at least 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm curious.
And there is no such thing as a quick blink timing anymore for him. He's got a Midas Gaming, which is... I am afraid this item choice may have been a mistake, but we'll find out around the 25-minute mark where his item progression's at, and if he needed a blink to actually get kills in this game.
Pressure on Tier 1 bottom.
Radiant's bottom tower
And
is
it
under
looks like it's not
siege.
going to be contested. No one's on the way down. They might try to trade it top as the Furion is pushing there. And he's actually got Rasta pushing with his wards along with Ush and Fluff and stuff in mid. So this could end up being big for them. If they can trade 2 for 1, they'll be quite happy against a Treant Protector. Yeah, they're going to get both. Very well played that time. Good reaction. Reaction's coming the top. And, yep, does manage to make it away and gets the tower with the help of the little Treants banging away. So very, very good trade that time for SNA.
They need to stop trading towers with the Treant Protector. I've seen this too many times now. They traded 2 towers for 1. And that's a position they don't want to get in. That's 2 towers they got. That opens up the map. But more importantly than anything, that opens up top map for the farm for either Batrider, Furion, or the PL.
Yep.
They're all stuck in their jungles, you can see. Now that opens up the map a lot. That top tower was huge.
Yep. And it's actually ridiculous how many heroes can go there and try to farm in that top part because they do lack stuns so much. Like, what are you going to do unless you're going to blow? Yes, an overgrowth's worth blowing, but other than that, you can rotate up the Furion, the Batrider, which is innately mobile. Furion has no problem going, and it just, yeah, very big difference. And more importantly, look at Ush. Ush continuing to pile up the items. He's got 2,000 gold just about 1,900 actually, on top of his Yasha and his Midas. So he's very, very close to having his Manta style done, and honestly, they may be able to start bringing him to fights once Manta is complete.
Yeah, they probably won't. They don't want to fight because the nature of UG's lineup is like, just don't fight, dodge as much as you can. But once he gets the Manta up, he can disjoint Dust, which is very important to make him a lot harder to kill. You're gonna need 2 sets of Dust, or a Sentry and a Lockdown. And unfortunately, you can't really lock him down too well when your Puck does not have a Blink Dagger, so it's gonna be very difficult to kill him once he finishes that Manta style.
Lincoln's done on Weaver in the meantime, so not as if Union Gaming is slacking in their item progression as well. And we were both kind of questioning the way that Iwo decided to build Weaver last game. Taking a look at his inventory, about where he was before, what do you think is the correct way to approach this time?
I think this is a Radiance game.
Up,
but anyways, so on the Puck.
Yep, Angel drug back and into the ward trap. Don't know if that was necessary, but there's going to be a coil. They'll have to engage into a very nice Sprout, and if they get any help at all, yep, we're actually going to see SNA just get the hell out. IX might going to end up dead, and Iwo coming down to help finish things up with the help of the rest of his team. Citadel was there as well, and they end up going 2 for 1, so even though they get the Puck, they have to give up the Shadow Shaman and the Bad Rider to do another great set of reactions coming out of Union.
Split push commences in mid lane though, so they're gonna have to repel that, use a couple living armors to get it back up. They got the glyph out of it, and does Coddle have a TP? He does, so there's no way he should die here.
Yeah, Lincoln's actually gonna be popped, and yep, he's gonna head on out. So makes it away safely. Then, yeah, this is going to become, in a lot of ways, I think, a race. Can you split push more quickly?
Look at Tree right now. This is good. This is very good what he's doing. He's running into the jungle and warding every single camp. So if he can ward these camps out, they're probably going to get a gem on Coddle as soon as they can. But if he can ward all these camps, all they have to do is focus on their jungle.
Right.
And that's where heroes will be to farm. So, very good warding. But I'm going to go back to the point where I was saying, like, this is a Radiance game, I feel, on Weaver. Because they need the AoE damage for PL. Like, once he gets the Radiance up, that'll buy them time for PL. They need to get one more item other than, like, the Diffusal Blade and the Manta. They're going to have to get, like, a Heart then and just go into the really late game. So, if he does go a Radiance, I think that'll be really good. I doubt he'll do it, but maybe he will. Hopefully he will. I think that's the best possible item he can go for.
I love this. Just looking at the wards and how disappointed they're going to be about 40 seconds from now when they realize they have nowhere to eat. Shadow Shaman did get that Blink Dagger though, and I love a very good, it's not really quick, I mean it's 20 minutes, but not terribly timed either. Hang on, Whitebeard. As I'm bragging on you, son, you're getting killed in the jungle. Very good rotations, and wow, Nature's Wrath doing a lot of damage. You'll be able to mech through that. No one there to punish him for it at all. And this is just like you said, man, beautiful warding. You ward the jungle, and they had that ward just to the south there. Yep, there you go. So they knew they were all rotating through, just found their way in, and got a free one that time. If anything good about it, though, they had just bought the Blink Dagger.
Oh, they just missed the Dust on top lane, so Evo's just going to get out just fine.
Yep. But they had just bought the Blink Dagger on the Shadow Shaman, so
yeah.
I love the lethality that a Blink Dagger gives the Shadow Shaman, really, at this stage of the game.
And they're not actually going to have a gem anytime soon unless Ike's Mike picks it up, which it is quite possible. In fact, I think he will do it, but once they find out all these camps are warded, they're like, yo, someone buy a gem, and Mike's like, oh, come on, guys. They just bought an Ogre Club on the Coddle, which would have been the preferred target to get it, but it's not bad on Mike. He has his Force Staff, he has his core. I'm sure he would have wanted a PKB or something like that, but it'll have to wait.
Taking a look at SNA, by the way, he's gone Shadowblade, and he's going right on up to an Orchid. Orchid against a Puck and a Weaver makes a ton of sense, right?
Yeah, it's really good, especially against Puck, because he doesn't really buy things like BKB or Lincoln Sphere, so it's usually just the sure silence on him.
Right. We're going to try to push in mid. Glyph popped to try to keep that tower up and standing. It's about a quarter health. And this is where Keeper comes in handy. Just spamming those waves out Ewo. Eating a lot of damage. He may try to go for a lasso here. They're coming in. Atop Ush. Split pushing as well. Angel's going to phase shift away from the Spirit Lance. Looks like Mike went fishing, but didn't find a target.
Did not. He may be going for this Radiance. He's up to 2.5k, hasn't bought anything. He's going no boots, which is also a kind of an indicator that he's going for a big hitter item, like a Radiance. So if he does go for that build, I have a little more faith, and it'll buy him a lot of time. Oh, he's doesn't get it off. Coddle's just doing his thing and pulling people around, and Coddle's getting fairly close to Ags. He's about a little over halfway there. So once he gets that up, it's going to be really annoying with PL. Super annoying with the split push and the Nature's Prophet. But they do need to get these towers. Looks like they can get the mid tower.
Still haven't dewarded that jungle, by the way. One expired.
They bought the gem though on Mike, so it's going to happen anytime.
At bottom, they're going to start pushing this tier 1. Here comes the TP in. And looks like both want to retreat. And the coil actually missed everyone.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a misplay there. Now up atop, they might decide to go ahead and continue with the push with Furion.
Rat Dota.
Yep. TP in one in. The sentry goes down and he gets caught. And the overgrowth there. It's just Jericho there for now, though. I don't know that they have enough damage, but the slow from Demonic Purge might buy him enough time. Another sentry goes down and the dust. So I don't actually know that was worth it. They spent an awful lot to bring him down. 2 sentries and a dust to kill a Shadowblade Furion. Either way, they get the kill.
Yeah, and as you see, in every lane's gonna be pushed now. What they need to find a way to devise a plan to get a kill without spending 3 heroes on it. They need to get dust on this Puck. I noticed last game Angel was buying was it Angel buying no detection? No, it was Citadel was buying no detection. But they definitely need to buy more detection than they did last game. They've got a Shadowblade on top of the Nature's Prophet, and we've got a PL. So you need dust and sentries, because if he does happen to use the Manta, you're gonna need another way to lock him down.
Yep. And we actually saw our awesome camera guy highlighting definitely was worth it. It was a 560 gold streak that was shut down there. So cost of 2 sentries and a blast of dust, but well worth it. Yeah, justifiable. 10-7. Union Gaming at 23 minutes, continuing to just roll. We can take a look at the gold graph, and yep, it's still slightly in advantage of Sneaky Nick's Assassins, but Union has been fighting and fighting hard to get that as close to 0 as possible.
Indeed they are. So basically this whole game is just going to be Nyx split pushing, playing Rad Dota, and UG playing on the defense. Trying to get as many kills as they can. So it's up to SNA to not get caught by these ganks, and it's up to UG to find clever ways to get the ganks. And that's basically going to be the story of this game.
There's a Rasta, and we talked about this. You know, you can put 1 or 2 heroes, sometimes just 1, but just the wards by themselves are enough to push hard here. And yeah, they're going to have to use their glyph, and now they might decide to go for it as they're going to reveal there's more than 1 there. At bottom, we've got 2 pushing from Union Gaming, trying to counter push a bit. Those wards are still banging away on the tower. They're going to have to end up denying this, I think.
No, they got tree. They don't deny it, dude, you're a tree. Whatever.
Look at that. I think they're just worried about something coming in, a Furion showing up.
Yeah, maybe. It's a safe play, but you don't want to lose towers like that, unfortunately. It does go down, and we've got... What did he just buy? Was that a Radiance recipe on the Courier?
Not sure. He was up towards...
It is, yeah. Alright, so he is going Radiant, so...
Good call, man.
Good item choice from him. This is the best possible item he could have got this game.
About 3,300 gold-ish. Actually make that about 4k gold. Separating the 2 teams in overall net worth, we can see it's a very, very close game. And
that'll help the Weaver push lanes out so he can be other places to get games.
Right. And he's also going to, yeah. I was actually going to say something dumb. I caught myself. But, okay, we're coming up on 25 minutes now. Do you think Union has done enough work? The defusal just comes out of
PL is way more farmed than he should be. He has bots, Midas, Vlads.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Like,
defusal
with the defusal up now, I mean, it just comes down to when Nyx really feels confident. They don't have to feel in a rush to fight now, I don't think. But I feel like they could. I feel like they could just start bringing him to fights and decide to push his 5. And it could be, especially if they do what they're doing now. Bring him into the jungle, let him get a little bit of an army going, then rotate everyone else up slowly, and then just rush in with 10 illusions and rush a tower and make them defend.
I don't think they'll ever head-on fight. I think during this whole game, their whole plan is to be separated. Just get chip damage, They do have a Treant, but they have a Nature's Prophet as well, so they can chip hard enough where Treant can't actually heal as much damage as PL and the Nature's Prophet. You did mention the Orchid. It is good for locking heroes down, but I think in this type of playstyle, a Book may have been better, just for the sheer split pushing potential that they have. But if they can get kills off it, it'll be justified.
We can see Fluff basically being Ush's private chauffeur, mounting him from top lane to bottom and back again. And certainly taking their time. So if Union is got to be feeling the pressure, I mean, by now they've certainly seen Ush's inventory. They know where he is in his progression. They also know that their own Weaver has Radiance. What's the game plan you think looking ahead? Is this a, okay, we've got our Radiance, we don't want to go ultra late, but we can push our window a little bit longer, or is it just about time to start getting frantic and trying to get momentum to that big snowball kind of a moment?
Unfortunately for them right now, there's not much they can do but play on the defensive, because with the Nature's Prophets pushing and the PL pushing as well, he can't be everywhere at once. They're going to have a major problem with getting these lanes pushed out. So they're going to have to do a smoke gank with like the Shadow Demon, the Puck, maybe the Viper, just any of them but the Weaver. Just go smoke gank out and try to find a kill on anything they can, preferably the Nature's Prophet and the PL. I think PL is almost impossible to kill at this point, just with the illusions and how safe he played. But if he can kill off the Nature's Prophet, then they can start getting some map control. They're going to do Roche for now, but I don't think they can actually use his Aegis for anything but play defensive, unfortunately.
It looks like SNA knows what's up. Trying to be cutesy about it, but he has to bail on out after showing his face. Aegis picked up by Ewell.
Boots of Travel is also another great item.
Yeah,
UG
that's an
is gonna pick
excellent
up.
point. And yeah, we can see he actually has not picked up a set of boots.
They're still getting kills like this, and they're on like a major kill streak. It's like 5 or 6 or something like that.
Yep.
But they still have no map control whatsoever. So it's great they're getting kills, but it's not one of those games like, oh, they're getting kills, they're winning. I still think they're pretty far behind right now.
And we can see it's going to be a dual Scepter build on the SNA. They've got point boosters up on both Fluff and Whitebeard, so that could be fun. And oh man, it just occurred to me. Does a Scepter on Coddle, does his Illuminate heal illusions?
I have no idea, but they should. I don't see why not. I think it heals everything.
If that's the case, that's brutal.
Yeah.
Like that's really brutal. Have an army of illusions that,
and just put an Illuminate behind it, and
yeah,
it can push.
Dude, that's so brutal. Up in mid, down at bottom actually. Yep, there's a disruption, and be a nice catch, and it will be a nice catch. And that's what you were talking about. They just have to get their picks, and I feel like that's about as good a one as they could have got. That's 60 seconds of not having to worry about Fury.
That's the hero they needed to kill.
Right.
That's the easiest hero for them to kill, and it's the most important. Well, PL is the most important, but it's not a realistic kill, because he's never going to put himself in danger to really die.
Mm-hmm.
And as you see, split push coming on top lane still, but at least they get 2 lanes out now that Nature's Prophet is gone.
Yep. And Fluff trying to hold the tower. Prophet still down another 35 seconds. He sits at number 3 in overall net worth. The Phantom Lancer is about half of a big item ahead of the Weaver at this point. It's going to be another book build coming out for Union Gaming's Puck, and don't mind that at all for the same reasons we liked it last time. I mean, you need the detection, you need the vision.
Yeah, it's not so bad. Another good item he could have went for is the Shivas. It's like with all his AoE damage, once again, it'll buy him more time where he can actually solo kill illusions with all that AoE damage. So time is what they need, and if they can keep getting pick-offs, getting the item builds, and at some point build these items that can help clear illusions, that'll be really good for them. As you can see, the Radiance also very good. It's slowly shipping them down. It's dying. So Radiance good item. Shivas is another great item for that, and that's about all they can really get. Like Battle Fury is a good item, but they don't have any melee of sorts. So as far as AoE goes, that's pretty much all they can ask for now, and that'll buy him enough time to keep getting the pickoffs and maybe get some map control. Heart
of Tarask is now on the way for Ush, and that's when things really get tough. And let's see, yeah, it looks like Stomp will make it away at top lane. But yeah, man, you end up getting, just a Diffusal Heart is huge. Manta Diffusal Heart, and that could feasibly be done in the next few minutes. I mean,
this is going to be a 6-slotted PL in no time.
Yeah.
All he has to do is basically sell his Midas and his Vlads for 2 other big items.
Yep.
And then he's going to be there.
I don't think he needs it to, man. Like, against the team composition and all the issues, like, the item progression is just a little too slow, I think, on UG. And, once he gets that heart, like, I just don't know how they're going to have any chance of killing him, especially if you end up having the Coddle with his Ags up by then. He's got to be getting close as well.
Yeah, he is very close to the Ags. He's just like 800 gold off, and the good news is they're going to get this tower bottom, so lanes are pushed out enough where they can get a tower, and that's basically the name of the game for them. Getting the lanes pushed out enough so they can actually take objectives, which is going to be very difficult for them, but they found the window, and they're going to take that, and then they just need to keep getting pickoffs and find another. I don't think they can keep going. I think they're going to have to back off now, unless they want to go for some type of like all-in right now. If they lose this team fight here, Peel's gonna get a Rax on top.
Yep.
That's just how simple as that. So this, if they go here, this is an all-in move.
PL's got that tower down to a quarter health. They gotta make up their mind quick. They're gonna use the glyph. And wow, they're actually gonna drop the wards and they're gonna come in and they just broke this game wide open. Iwo turns back around and we actually saw a disruption onto the Bad Rider, but just keeping everyone from coming back home is gigantic. Prophet is hooked up, Viper's there, but he's all by himself. He's not gonna be able to do anything to stop this. And what a disaster, in a moment of indecisiveness and a very quick capitalization coming from sneaky Nyx assassins, using the flame break, using the Shadow Shaman with that blink dagger to stop all of those TPs, and that has to feel like you just got the wind knocked out of you if you're Union Gaming.
Yeah, like I said there, that was an all-in move. They had to go there or had to get back before they got up that hill, or else Bat Rider and all those others are going to cancel TPs and you're going to lose the racks. And that's something they can't deal with right now. Like, the split push is already hard enough, and down a lane of racks, it's going to be even harder to deal with.
Yep.
And they are not equipped to deal with that type of pressure.
Yeah, it's that hesitation, man. They ran in, they ran out, and you feel for them. It just with one of those moments where the excitement of it has to be getting to you. It's like, we can go for this, but no we can't, no we can't, no we can't. 2 or 3 people going, dude, we have to go, and then no, go.
Right.
A moment of confusion, and Nyx Assassin's able to capitalize. The gold graph really doesn't even reflect that. The loss of a melee Rax against this lineup is so much bigger than a 5k gold lead. It's just tremendous.
That's going to open up the map. These 2 towers on bottom lane are going to go down in no time, because they're going to have to keep into that top lane. And at this point, they just need to actually go all in now.
Yep.
Like, they made